Page 8, Good King Wenceslas. Common time or 4/4 time. 1 flat, so we're in the key of F major. Make sure you can do the F major scale at least 1 octave up and down. Let's talk about the fingering and the rhythm. Now the rhythm's not a problem, bunch of half notes and quarter notes, but the fingering, let's go over it. You're starting here in the right hand. That puts you in this position to start. So it's 1. Now again, right now connect everything. 1, 2, 3, rest. Make sure you lift up on the rest, it's important. Let's go down to the 3rd line, 2nd measure. 1, 2, 3. During this rest, now you're going to come up. Now we have 2 voices going on. We have the upper voice. Don't forget the B flat, it's in the key signature. And we have the lower voice. It's like a duet. Going to just make sure you hold a half note. Here, here. Connect these as best you can. I know that's tricky. You should do it in both hands. Just to practice that move. It's very common. We need to be able to do it. Now, a couple fingering ideas for you. It depends on how big your hands are. If you got real little hands, don't bother. Just fingering in there. But we want to connect these notes, and we're doing 5, 4, 5. And we do this, that's actually quite common in piano, so try and do it if you can. Takes a little while to get used to it. You don't bring the hand way around or do any funny stuff with it. Just reach over a little bit. Here. So here. We want to connect it. I'd like to connect this. So we can play here. 2, 5, that way I can connect that. Can you do that? You can connect them both. And connect this. So I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to connect both of those notes. This and this. This is the last notes at the end of the 3rd line and the first notes at the beginning of the 4th line, because you're here, here, and I want to. The next line is here. I want to connect it. It's a little tricky, but I encourage you to try this stuff out. As you play more piano and you get better at this, this will become less difficult. Eventually, it gets easier. It just takes time, but if you don't keep at it and try these things, you'll never get it. You got to try it. Now, as I said, if you have small hands, so go ahead and stay here, but still do that. Even little hands can do that. Rest, then come up. And then so forth. Now, page 9, 2nd line, you're here. And they want a 2, 5. That's good, I like that. And then here, connect this to here. That's melody. You got to get off the F, because that's okay, because you're going to connect this. Left hand, starting here, and then here. We're on that thing I showed you earlier. We need to be able to do that and connect these notes too, except for the rest. So forth. Go over to page 9. When the left hand comes in, they want a 2, 3 for the A, C sharp. And then a 1, 5 for the D, C natural. And it is a C natural because that sharp is only good for that measure. Once you cross the bar line, it's no on. Now you can slide off if you'd like. So if it's easier for you, you can do a 2, 1 and then slide off. You have to time it just right, because it needs to happen with the D. We do it sometimes, so try it out and see if you think. And then hold the D down. We got 2 voices. And if your hand's big enough, use the 4th finger on the E. If not, you got to use 5th finger. But connect this, connect that. I still prefer 4th if you can though. Rest. put the hands together. Now see here in the second measure, everybody wants the middle C. Oh, so it's the left hand has it first. And it's got to get off because the right hand wants it. So you just get off the right hand, the left hand a little early. Because you got to connect this and this. Rest, so forth. Let's go to the top of page 9. You're here. Now that sounds weird. Let's go over this real slowly here. We're here, you're here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Just real slowly on whatever fingering you're using. Just try and connect them all as best you can. And during the rest, you come up. So forth. As far as the articulation goes, it's the phrasing in the right hand. You can see it here. Just lift up between each phrase in the right hand. Try and connect this left hand as best you can, wherever it is except for the rest. Then the dynamics apply to the melody. Everything else is way in the background. And then at the end of the third line you come up a little bit. That's loud. Keep everything else in the background if you can. So forth. And then when you get to the top of page 9, all of a sudden you're soft. So you end page 8 loud, soft. Usually we crescendo there. They got the crescendo on the second line. In my opinion, you could actually do a long crescendo for both lines total. Start soft, medium soft, medium loud, loud. I got loud measure quicker, but they're suggestions. Get to know the piece and get to feel in the piece and you'll see it. Speed wise, what's about a march? 1 and 2. Okay. At the end of the second line on page 9, they have that DC in parentheses like they did on the previous piece. Of course, here they did give you the thin and thick bar line. That's nice. But the DC means go back to the beginning, and that's for these other verses. They got 5 verses total. So you just keep doing the whole piece over and over and over until all verses. And this doesn't really have a chorus per se, so those words are going to fit the whole piece pretty much. You get to figure out which word goes with which note. That's fun. Something like that. So. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. We're not trying to perform it. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just go over it very slowly together, even just one hand at a time for a while if you need to. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, rest. 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. Rest. 2, 3, 4. rest. 2, 4, 2, 3, rest.